I honestly feel I feel so defeated right now. What was that? That was test number 9. Let me get rid of all these others. Anyway. I said I was gonna pull up the clips that I was talking about. Like, for this here, you kind of have to like watch it in like slow motion, but here this happened last night. Any weird stuff that deals with input stuff, apart from like Logitech drivers for my mouse, I don't really do. No, I don't have big picture. I don't have auto hotkey. I don't have anything else. The only thing that I would say sketchy wise is Cheat Engine, but I don't even have Cheat Engine open now. But I've had Cheat Engine for like months, so that wouldn't be an issue, even at that. But like here, so we're going into negotiations. Clearly we're on the split for negotiations, so this should split at the very end of negotiations, but when I cross the threshold here, it splits. Look at that. So, and it's not on this one as well. So the cutscene hits. Okay, cool. But then when under normal circumstances, if a cutscene were to split, it would do it at the very start of the cutscene. Here, it waits at least, so what, 2049, 395, and split. It waits like 100 frames to split. Sorry, my LiveSplit's in the way. But you get the idea, like, here, we're on the negotiations split, so that's perfectly fine. We're running into negotiations. The initial cutscene hits, no split. That's perfectly fine, that's perfectly normal. But then, 100 frames later, and I didn't even skip the cutscene at this point, it just decides to split. And these would technically not be the detailed splits. Let me get the other one as well. This one I had analyzed after I was finishing a race with marbles. It's a little bit smaller, but you get the same idea. For this fight, this split is supposed to happen at the end of the boss fight. But, okay, so we're going through, and then when that cutscene hits, it takes a couple extra frames. Hey, how's it going, Simon? Oh shit. We're just trying to figure out some issues that we have with LiveSplit. So the situation is here where on this transition, it's not supposed to split. It's supposed to split at the very end of the boss fight. Take care, man. It's supposed to split at the very end of the boss fight, but what's happening is that the cutscene hits, and then... Okay, so the cutscene hits, nothing happens. That's fine. 20 frames later, it splits. So the cutscene hits, it splits. What point is that at? 234. 250. It waits like 20 frames. And I don't understand why. It just makes no sense. And then the last clip is just me analyzing it.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever had that happen. I've had it miss splits, like skip one by accident. I've never had it just read a wrong address like that.
Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, it like, whoa, that's so weird. It like, it split. Okay, so the cutscene happens. Okay, yeah, so it splits like a frame or two after the cutscene hits.
Huh.
So it just randomly decides to split. Dude, like what? It just doesn't make any sense to me. When I was playing, it was splitting late in prologue. Huh. Okay, but then what could that mean? Is that... Because even now when I'm idling in game, I have over 1.5 gigs left of my memory, of my 8 gigs of RAM. Chances are, I personally feel like if I got more RAM, it would probably have a smoother time allocating resources to NieR, OBS, and all the other shit that I have open. But, like, it doesn't make any sense how it would just slowly give up the address that's supposed to be delivered to LiveSplit. Okay, well at this point we don't have enough time for a full run, nor was I really expecting to do one. Because I could probably pull up the last broadcast to this broadcast. Troubleshooting LiveSplit. That was like, what, 20 minutes ago? That was like here. Forgive me as the stream probably dies. Oh god. Oh no. Okay. I know the quality is like really bad, so bear with me here. we probably could have gone on crash and seen what happens. It's probably gonna skip ahead like as soon as it happens. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. And split when it's supposed to. It's not split when it's supposed to be splitting. And what frame are we on? Like 200 something. Then it finally splits. Like 100 frames later. That's interesting. Let's try to find where... Oh, perfect. Again, I'm really sorry about the quality. This is more just for practicality at this point, because my internet's not that great. Marks 1 dead. Split. Like 100 frames later. Marks 1 dies. Cutscene. No split. Split. That's crazy. Ah, back to quality. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because unless it's like, I need to test the, I guess the speed of like my SSD or something, because I don't know what else could be wrong. Okay, let me start making like a list here. Because I'm thinking it could either be CPU related, where OBS is maybe hogging too many resources, even while streaming, it's running at like 20% of my CPU. Let me just pull Task Manager over. Like, NieR is obviously going to be eating up a shit ton of my resources, so that's almost unavoidable. LiveSplit doesn't normally consume that much. I think the most I've seen that it uses, like, during a run is like 5%. But when OBS is chugging along, so I just started recording, it jumps up to like 20%. Yeah. That's why I kind of feel like RAM is probably the bigger issue when it comes down to it. Because, albeit only having 8 gigs, DDR4, 2133 megahertz, it's... I guess it used to work fine, and now it doesn't. Maybe in that part, maybe it's like a Windows update or a driver update. So like, Something interfering with LiveSplit. Yeah, maybe that's like... Because I've always had this issue. Like, I know Chrome, I have a lot of extensions active, which I could probably get rid of most of them. The only ones that I have active are 6, and yet Chrome eats up a lot of resources. Or rather, it makes it no sense that Chrome has so many instances open. OBS. I don't know, maybe I've just never noticed that these programs hog so much or have so many instances of themselves open. Spotify has 5 instances of itself open. But I don't know really, I don't know what else it could be. Like,